Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 484. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is called The Freedom Equation Decoded. The Freedom Equation Decoded. Now, everybody wants freedom, but the problem is most people don't know how to get it. Entrepreneurs have been searching for years, and most of them, unfortunately, just create a high-paying job as opposed to finding a life of freedom. So on today's show, guys, I'm going to decode the freedom equation. Now, if this sounds familiar, I actually did the initial episode, which is number 293 on February 24th, 2020, titled The Freedom Equation, How to Control Time and Money. So make sure if you want to go back and listen to that, make sure you do that, episode number 293. But today we're going to talk about the freedom equation decoded, and I'm going to go a little deeper into this conversation. But before we get to today's content, let me just share a few things with the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links, such as the link to my latest book, Unlocking the Power of ChatGPT, the Ultimate Prompting Handbook for Beginners. You can go to unlockingchatgpt.com. Hey, we all know, guys, that AI is here to stay. And you can either ride the wave or you can get swallowed up by the wave of AI if you don't know how to understand to prompt ChatGPT and other AI platforms. So go to unlockingchatgpt.com. Also, don't forget to get your 3 days free access to BEB Academy. That's our online learning portal that helps you elevate your entrepreneur IQ by providing online courses, workshops, masterclasses, and PDF downloads and resources. So go to bebacademy.com or just go to the main website, blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, and it will be on the top of the page. So make sure you get 3 days free access to that. Now, let's get ready for today's show. As I mentioned at the top of the show, guys, today's show is based on episode number 293 from February 24th of 2020, titled The Freedom Equation, How to Control Time and Money. Now, on today's show, we're going to discuss and decode why freedom is so important to your well-being and how to implement the freedom equation. So we all talk about and we dream of freedom. You look on TV and you look in movies and you see people traveling the world, sitting on the beach. It looks like they don't have a care in the world. And for some people, that may be their actual reality. They may have been born wealthy. They may have been able to start a business, or they came into money somehow, and now they're living the life of freedom. So let's start off by defining freedom. Now, according to Webster's dictionary, freedom is the quality or state of being free, such as the absence of necessity, coercion, or constraint in choice or action, liberation from slavery or from the power of another. Let me repeat what freedom is. The quality or state of being free, such as the absence of necessity, coercion, or constraint in choice of action, liberation from slavery or from the power of another. Okay, but let me give you the true meaning of freedom when it comes to entrepreneurship. Freedom is learning how to control time and money. I'm going to repeat that. Freedom is learning how to control time and money. And I'm going to show you how to do that today so you can create your own freedom. Okay. Now, Why is freedom so important when it comes to our well-being? Here's some of the benefits. Number one, you have a fundamental natural right to be who you want to be, right? So when you have that freedom and you're not constrained by anybody else, obviously you're going to feel better, not just physically, but also mentally. Another benefit of freedom is it's important for a long, happy life. So you know people that are under stress and that aren't happy, that are in confinement, once again, they don't have that freedom. So freedom is a necessity and it's important for a long, happy life. Freedom also allows you to make your own choices. How many times have we had to make choices that we knew we didn't want to make, but we had no alternative? I don't feel like going to work today. Guess what? If you don't go to work, you're not going to get paid. So you don't have all of your own choices when you don't have total freedom. Freedom also gives you the right of free expression. So if you want to wear a specific shirt and your boss doesn't think that that's good for the office, it's not going to mesh with the corporate policy. Guess what? You don't have that freedom of expression. You can't say everything that's on your mind. Now, there's common sense out there. You don't want to say everything that comes to your mind anyway. But once again, when you don't have freedom or true freedom, you don't have that freedom of total expression or free expression. And here is the penultimate reason why freedom is so important, guys. It allows you to do and pursue things that are important in your life. You can focus on things that are important to you. That is the number one benefit of freedom. Okay, it allows you to do and pursue things that are important in your life, things that are fulfilling, things that you want to do. So many times, because we have a job or we're tied down with our business or we're just in a situation where we don't have the freedom, that's holding us back. But you want to create freedom as an entrepreneur because it's going to allow you to do things and pursue things that are important to you and in your life. And I'm blessed to be at a point now where I don't have total freedom, but I have a whole lot of freedom to pursue things that are important to me that I feel that I need to focus on. And we're going to talk about that. And I'll give you some examples later on in today's show. All right. Now, here's a big question, guys. Why is freedom so elusive? Why is it so elusive? And I think the biggest thing is most people have never looked at freedom as an equation. They look at it as a state of being. You got to flip that, guys. You have to look at freedom as being an equation and not just a state of being. You'll get to that state of being if you follow the equation. And here's the freedom equation. Cash flow plus passive income equals freedom. Cash flow plus passive income equals freedom. And that's how you control time and money. And we're going to dig into that as we go on today's show. Today's show is going to be shorter than the normal shows, but my focus is impact. I said in 2023, every show I do, I want it to be super impactful. So impact doesn't have anything to do with the length of time that I'm on here. So one of the things, guys, is that there's a lot of stuff out there now that's sensationalism. It's all kind of stuff out there now for entrepreneurs, but I want to get straight to the point. No BS. I want to give you guys actionable steps to move from point A to point B. So let's talk about cash flow. What is cash flow and how do you create it? And remember, guys, cash flow controls money. We're talking about controlling time and money. You're going to become a magician. And whoever can control time and money is going to be able to have their freedom. That's the freedom equation. Cash flow plus passive income equals freedom. So what is cash flow and how do you create it? So cash flow refers to the net balance of cash moving into and out of a business at any specific point in time. So cash flow, guys, is the lifeblood of any business. So if you don't have cash flow coming in and out, consistently, you're probably going to be struggling. Now, there's certain businesses that don't have a consistent cash flow. And I'm in one of them, right? Well, put it like this. If you don't have enough loans in the pipeline, your cash flow isn't going to be consistent, but you're able to make chunks. So in the mortgage business, most loan officers or small mortgage companies, they don't necessarily have a consistent flow of loans closing or revenue. You may make $7, $8, $10,000 or whatever per loan, but you may only do one loan every 6 weeks or whatever. Now you make it up because you have the chunks that you're making. But you really want to have, like my dad used to talk about, your daily money, your weekly money, your monthly money, and your yearly money. Daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. He was like, if you can get monies coming in consistently like that, you're always going to be in good shape. So your daily money could be anything, you're selling whatever products you're selling. You may have weekly money. You may actually have a job and you get paid weekly. Then there's their monthly money. That's money that you get in every month. And then obviously you may have yearly money, which may be dividends or something that you get annually. But the whole key, guys, is having cash flow. That's the lifeblood of any business. Okay. And the whole thing about that is you want to have more coming in than you got going out. All right. Because you don't want to work at a deficit. And literally it's impossible to work at a deficit for a long period of time because you'll be out of business. All right. So what is cash flow and how do you create it? So cash flow is created by a business, or it could be a job at this time, that's giving you a consistent flow of cash. Okay. That's how you control money. Now let's talk about what is passive income. So I want you to remember the equation. Cash flow, we just talked about, plus passive income equals freedom. What is passive income and how do you create it? Now, let me tell you what passive income controls your time. All right. And I talked about controlling time and money. Passive income controls your time. And the definition of passive income is money that you earn either automatically or without putting in much effort. Money that you earn automatically or without putting in much effort. So that's how you control time, by creating that passive income. So cash flow plus passive income equals freedom. Now, there's several ways to create passive income. Now, you could set it up with systems that allow you to make money without you having to put out a lot of effort. And I'll give you a real life example with that. Years ago, and I mentioned this on a couple of the shows, when I had my first mortgage company, my partners and I looked at buying a RE/MAX franchise. And so we had to go, this guy owned like the whole South Jersey territory for RE/MAX. He was a master distributor, or a master, I guess you call him a master franchisee. So he had rights to develop in the whole territory. Now, he had about 10 offices himself, but he was looking to open other offices, and basically him being the master franchisee, he would get a little bit of money when we became a franchise owner. So what happened was my partners and I, was probably summertime or springtime. We had to go over the bridge to Jersey, South Jersey. We were all suited up as we normally were. And this guy walks in, he's got flip-flops on, some shorts, and a Hawaiian shirt. Now, he was a real estate broker, and he had 10 offices, and in each office, he had managers and obviously agents. So I asked him during our conversation, I said, do you produce anymore? And he said, yeah, I still produce. He said, I get a lot of referrals from, people that I've helped in the business. He said, but the majority of my money comes from me owning those 10 RE/MAX franchises. So it doesn't have to be a one-person business or an e-commerce business for you to be able to create passive income. You can have a larger business or business with employees as long as you have the systems in place that are going to allow you to create that passive or semi-passive income. Now, there's really no such thing as totally passive income. You're always going to have to keep your eye on your money, right? Even if you're a stock investor and you got dividends and, treasury bills, treasury bonds, you always have to look at opportunity costs. Maybe I have to sell these bonds and buy different bonds with a higher yield or whatever. So there's never anything that is totally passive. But the minimum effort that you can put in obviously is best if you want that freedom. So I want to give you guys some actionable steps for you to create your own freedom equation. Okay. Remember, I was talking about why is freedom so elusive? It's because most people never looked at freedom as an equation. They look at it as a state of being. So take the time, put this on pause, and go grab a sheet of white paper, okay? And I'm going to give you guys some actionable steps to help you find your freedom equation. Now, I want you to take that 8.5 by 11 paper, and I want you to fold it in half from top to bottom. Now, once you finish folding the paper, I want you to take a pen or a pencil, and I want you to trace the line where the fold is, okay? So now you're putting a line, and you're separating the top half of the paper and the bottom half of the paper. So put a line through that. Now, the next thing I want you to do is on the top half of that paper, I want you to go to the middle of that from left to right and draw a line right down the center. And I want you to draw that center line all the way until it touches that line that's going across. So what you've done now is you created a left box up top and a right box up top, and the bottom is open. So there's 3 different components or compartments to this sheet of paper. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go to the top left box on your sheet of paper, and as a heading, write down businesses that create consistent cash flow. Businesses that create consistent cash flow. And under that, I want you, just using your mind, don't think about can you afford it or whatever. I want you to start writing down businesses that create consistent cash flow. And you can think of things like a laundromat, vending machines, e-commerce, any type of business you know that has consistent cash flow. All right. Something that you're going to see, be it you're going to make money daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever. You want consistency. Remember, cash flow, guys, is the lifeblood of your business. The more consistent cash flow you have, the better off your business is going to be. Okay. Sometimes it's better for you to generate $200 a day every day than generating $1,400 once a week, because you have money consistently coming in. So you're never going to be where your coffers are low. Okay. So you know you'll always have money. So in that top left portion of your paper, I need you to write down businesses that create consistent cash flow. And under that, list any type of business that you think has a consistent cash flow, daily cash flow, weekly cash flow, monthly cash flow, yearly cash flow, whatever it is. And just be super creative. All right. It doesn't matter what you write down, because we're going to start doing some deductive reasoning. All right. Now, step number 2, on the right-hand side of the paper, the top right, I want you to write down, this is the heading, businesses that don't require much time after business is set up. Businesses that don't require much time after the business is set up. And I want you to start doing this thing again too. Just start thinking about businesses that have passive income. That's really what I'm asking you. Once you set it up, what type of businesses can create that passive income? Could it be e-commerce? Could it be vending machines? Could it be affiliate marketing? Could it be something else? So you just want to use your mind to start, just write things down. Remember, this is an exercise. There's no right and wrong. All right. So you got the top left and you got the top right. Now, on the bottom half, this is where you start combining the businesses that you thought of that have cash flow and the businesses that have passive income or don't take a lot of your time once you get them set up. Now, it may take you a minute to set the business up, but as long as you're not required to be in there, say if you're a graphic artist and you're getting paid, each time you're producing some content for a client, that's not anything that's going to create passive income for you. That means you're getting paid to do a specific job, and if that job doesn't get done, you're not going to get paid. So on the bottom, I want you to think about and combine things that create cash flow along with business opportunities that provide passive income, and write them down. Now, you may say starting a laundromat. That's fine. Write it down. You may not have the proceeds or the resources to start a laundromat, but that's fine. Just keep writing stuff down. So now once you get to the bottom and you start writing things down, look at where you are financially and where it pertains to your time. How are you going to be able, or which opportunities make more sense for you to pursue? What am I going to do that's going to create that cash flow plus passive income? Now, all this really is, guys, is a mind map. It's making you think. You're writing things down, your brain is working, and now you're using deductive reasoning. Yeah, this laundromat idea would be great passive income, but guess what? I don't have the resources to do that. So we're going to scratch that out. Oh, vending machines. You know what? That's going to take a little time to get the vending machines up, and then I'm going to, have to go around and fill the vending machines until I can hire somebody to do that. But that could be a great business to create that freedom equation. Oh, e-commerce. Oh, man. I can start with a limited budget, and then I can start selling products online, and then I can have Amazon do the fulfillment. So now that's truly passive. So this is designed, guys, to give you a mind map. Remember, cash flow plus passive income equals freedom. That's how you control time and money. Cash flow controls money. Passive income controls time. And that's where you want to be. So there's all types of businesses, guys, that you can start that are going to give you freedom. Okay. When I say e-commerce, I mean, that could be from physical products all the way down to digital products where you don't really have a lot of delivery. I'm going to give you guys some real life examples on the latter portion of today's show, which we're about to get to. So let me just give you guys my contact information and my resource links real quick. And then we'll get to the last quarter of the show where I'm going to give you guys some examples that you can hopefully use to create that freedom equation. Now, as I mentioned at the top of the show, guys, my latest book is out, Unlocking the Power of ChatGPT, the ultimate prompting handbook for beginners. You can go to unlockingchatgpt.com for more information. Also, I mentioned BEB Academy, which is our online learning portal. Matter of fact, guys, everything I'm talking about, just go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. That's the simplest and easiest way to connect with everything I'm about to say to you, and also to connect with me via social media. Go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. You'll see BEB Academy is on the top. You can click on that link for more information. Pinpoint and monetize your genius, which is the intersection of your passion and your talent. The problem is, once again, people don't know how to monetize that genius. That is one of my number one pound for pound best program out there. If you're interested in that, click the link. Also, Brand Builder Academy Elite. If you're looking to get into the e-commerce space and build a physical products brand or digital products brand, go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Click on more info for Brand Builder Academy Elite. Now, everything I'm about to tell you in terms of connecting with me is also on the website at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. But if you want to go direct, here's how to contact me. Now, anything long, family, hit me on my email at jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. That's jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, jjones001, JAYJONES001. Instagram, I got 2 IG accounts, family. The first one is jjones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. The second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Also, don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. Just go there, type in J Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, connect with me there. Also, YouTube, family. Don't forget, the show does come out on YouTube, and I have additional content on YouTube that is not on the show. So go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and hit that subscribe button. Now, if you go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, and you hit the About button, right under my bio are all my social media contact links. If you didn't remember, we're able to write them down right now. All right. So the best place for everything I talked about, guys, is blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. If you're too lazy to type that in, go to bebconnect.com. It's going to take you to the same place. All right. Let's get back to the last portion of the show. And today we're talking about the freedom equation decoded. And remember, the freedom equation is cash flow plus passive income equals freedom. So before that quick promo, I told you guys I was going to give you some real life examples of creating that freedom. And the best place to start is with me. So I can show you better than I can tell you, right? That's the old saying. So any of you guys listen to the show for any period of time know that I'm a big proponent of e-commerce. You know, I did an episode, E-commerce Saved My Life. It also gave me freedom. And I mentioned this on multiple occasions on the show, but I remember the first time listeners, so I'm going to share this real quick. So after I almost lost my everything for the second time, I was trying to figure out how I was going to make my comeback. And I had all types of different ideas and options. And I said, you know what? Let me get into this e-commerce space. So I started out with my first product, which was a hair flat iron. And now I'm a bald black dude that never used a flat iron a day in my life. But my wife was going to work one day. Her flat iron broke. And she was like, damn, I'm going to have to go to the mall after work and get another flat iron. And I just happened to be shaving at the same time. And I asked her, I said, well, how much do they cost? And she was like, oh, a good one cost anywhere from $150 to $200. And I'm like, for that? And so my mind started spinning. You know, we entrepreneurs, we're always looking for opportunities. So I went to Alibaba. I ordered 3 samples from 3 different manufacturers. I let my wife and my daughters try them for about 6 weeks. And I asked them at the end of that period, which flat iron was the best? And they all pointed to the same one. Now, I didn't really know what I was doing. So I had already trademarked a name brand, and I had an idea for a high-end flat iron. So what I did was I got my trademark. I had a high-end packaging. I had a magnetic closure box, professional graphics done. And the flat irons delivered to me with my logo and packaged up from door to door was $10.78 a unit. And I was selling them on Amazon for $129. So you see the profit margin there. Now, I was able in the first 6 months, I think I started selling in July through December. I did $270,000 gross with a 70% profit. So I put a whole lot of money in Hip Pocket National just in 6 months. Okay. Now, while I was doing that, my girls were in high school, and one of their favorite sports was field hockey. So they had summer league field hockey. They had AAU field hockey club team, along with every other place where they played. And so for 3 years straight, I never missed a home high school game, a home away game, a scrimmage in the summer, any of the AAU games, even traveling to Florida, Maryland. We used to travel all over the place. You guys know with kids in AAU how that is. I never missed a game. And a lot of my kids' friends would ask, man, does your dad work? And yeah, I work, but I had the freedom because I had my e-commerce business going and I was making money hand over fist. I added some different or additional products to that brand. I also created several other brands. And so even to today, I have kind of passive income from my brands that I sell on Amazon and my own website. Okay. So that's something that you may want to look at, e-commerce. The beauty with e-commerce, and I am biased because I'm making a lot of money with e-commerce, is that you can start small and you can focus on whatever your likes are, whatever you like. So if you're into cooking, you can sell cooking utensils or whatever. If you're into cars or whatever, you can sell aftermarket parts for cars, whatever it is. So you can tailor what you want to sell via e-commerce based on what your likes and dislikes are. Or if you're a teacher by nature, like I am, you can create online courses. E-commerce, that's digital products. You have physical products or digital products. Another opportunity, guys, is dividends from investments. Okay, so you got to have money to invest, right? You may be getting off or spinning off dividends from your stocks and bonds, your investment account. You may be getting dividends from a business that you've invested in. So there's all types of ways to make that money and get that passive income. You also want to look at monthly recurring revenue models. All right, so if you sell a physical product, you may want to have that on a monthly recurring revenue model where you auto ship each month. So anybody have or use Harry's razors, right? So Harry's has a monthly recurring revenue, monthly recurring fulfillment system if you want it. So each month they'll send you X amount of razors. So they know every month from Jay Jones, they're getting X amount of dollars. And that gives you consistency. It gives you cash flow. Okay, so you don't have to keep hunting for your next dollar. So by implementing a monthly recurring revenue business model, that's a great way. Another way to create passive income is software. All right, you don't necessarily have to be a software designer, but there are many affiliate programs that will pay you when you introduce people to new software. So, for example, I used to use ClickFunnels when I was building my sales funnels, right? Everybody's heard of ClickFunnels. So you can be an affiliate for ClickFunnels, and every time somebody pays their monthly bill, you actually get a portion of that or a percentage of that, okay? So these are ways, guys, to create the passive income combined with the cash flow. All right, so you want to really sit down and go through that worksheet that I gave you and put down everything. And don't think anything is crazy when you write it down, because all you're doing is throwing stuff out. Then you'll be able to homogenize it and then, distill it down to what makes sense for you and where you are economically, what makes sense for where you are in terms of your likes and dislikes, because you're not necessarily going to do a business just because it makes money. Now, a lot of people do. And I'll tell you guys, the easiest way to figure out how to make money is by solving a problem. But you want to be able to solve a problem, number one, that's going to create the freedom. So if you're trying to solve the problem of teeth whitening, right? People want white teeth. Then maybe you can create or find an affiliate product to sell that. Or you can go and create your own or private label a product where now you're helping people with teeth whitening. All right. That's a problem. People want it solved. Here we go. Here's the solution. The ABC teeth whitening kit. So that's how you have to think about it. Okay. And lastly, I want to talk to you guys about the power of freedom and the pain of not having that freedom. Okay. And this is something that I will probably regret the rest of my life. And I'm going to put out a date for y'all. And many of you guys probably weren't even born at this time. October 16th, 1995. October 16th, 1995 in Washington, D.C., Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan had the Million Man March. Let me tell you how important freedom is. In 1995, the same stuff that's going on today was going on then. You got racism, you got violence, you got economic poverty in our community. So the minister wanted a million black men to come together in peace to figure out a way to change this situation. Now, at that time, one of my businesses had folded, and I had to go back into corporate America for a couple of months. And so all of my friends were getting on buses or trains to go down to the Million Man March on October 16th of 1995. And I was the only one that couldn't go because I started a new job and did not have time off. Now, when they came back with, oh, man, you should have been there. It was lovely. It was beautiful, man. It's an event that you never can recreate. And till this day, that is one of my biggest regrets. I should have said the hell with it and gone anyway. But I literally had started this sales job about 2 weeks prior to this. I had started a business. It went under. And I said, all right, while I get my next idea together, let me go back into corporate. And matter of fact, my oldest daughter wasn't even born yet. OK, so she was actually going to be born the next month, I believe. So, yeah, it was crazy. So I didn't have the opportunity to attend one of the biggest momentous occasions in Black history because I was working for the man. I was working for somebody else. And on the flip side, guys, I gave you the story about my e-commerce business and being able to travel to all my kids' games, be it their school stuff that they were doing, their awards that they got, the other sports that they played in, and just the blessing of having that freedom. And I pray that each and every one of you that are listening to this right now gets to the point where you're going to have that freedom. So that way, guys, you can concentrate on the things that make sense for you, things that are important to you. Work on projects that are going to make a difference. You see, when your money is coming in consistently and you got that cash flow and that passive income, now is when you can do the things that your heart truly desires. If you want to travel all the time, guess what? You can travel around the world because you got that freedom, cash flow plus passive income. If you want to be a writer, you want to write your first book, you don't have to worry about waitressing or bartending to make money while you write your book. If you want to be an actor or actress, whatever, now you can focus on what your true passions are by creating that freedom equation. And that's why these shows are so impactful, because I'm giving you the blueprint. That's what Black Entrepreneur Blueprint is. I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm trying to take you from steps A to Z to help you get to specific points in your entrepreneurial journey. And that's what it's all about, leveling up. So today, guys, we're talking about the freedom equation decoded. Cash flow plus passive income equals freedom. Go ahead and do that activity with that sheet of paper I told you about. I know you may think it's silly, but just writing things down makes a big difference in how you're able to process things. Okay. And what you want to do on the bottom of that page, write down everything, even if you're not fiscally able to do it. But now, once you finish writing everything down, you're going to be able to weed out and say, hey, is this something that I can do to create my freedom equation? And that's what the exercise is designed for. Now, guys, I say this each and every week, but it's true. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. I appreciate you guys so much. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the ecosystem with the website, online courses, the books, everything there designed to help you to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Make sure you leverage the website. We want blackentrepreneurblueprint.com to be the resource for Black entrepreneurs. We have all types of resources for you guys to help you level up your game. All right. So all you do, go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, hit the Learn tab, and it's going to be a drop down. And we'll have content on e-commerce, marketing, scaling your business, strategy and mindset, side hustles, whatever it is. We have the content there to help you level up your entrepreneurial game. Remember, family, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.